Welcome back, paleo-pioneers, to another journey into the deep, distant past. Today, we're diving into the heart of the Late Cretaceous, around 70 million years ago. Forget what you think you know about quiet, serene oceans. We're heading to a place of chaos, creation, and colossal conflict. A secluded, warm-water bay that served as the ancient breeding ground for the titans of the sea. Picture this, a narrow inlet, sheltered from the open ocean's fury. The water is unusually warm, heated by geothermal vents bubbling up from the seabed. This is no ordinary bay. It's a prehistoric maternity ward. For generations, this specific location has been the destination for one of the most formidable marine reptiles ever to exist. Hundreds of them, some stretching over 50 feet long, are converging here. The air is thick with anticipation and the low, guttural calls of these massive creatures. But they are not here to hunt in the traditional sense. They are here for a far more primal, more urgent purpose: to hide a beard. Unlike their land-dwelling cousins, Mosasaurs were viviparous, meaning they gave birth to live young. Much like modern whales and dolphins, this warm, shallow bay is the perfect nursery. The balmy water helps the newborn mosasaurs regulate their body temperature, and the sheltered environment offers a degree of protection from the harsh realities of the open ocean. But protection is a relative term in the Cretaceous. This gathering of life is a beacon, an irresistible dinner bell for every predator in the region. From the murky depths, the true giants emerge. Not other mosasaurs, but something older, something with a lineage stretching back even further. The mighty Tylosaurus, a larger, more aggressive relative in the Mosasaur family, a 60-foot behemoth with a skull built like a battering ram. It isn't here to breed, it's here to feast on the vulnerable. The scent of birth has drawn it in like a shark to blood. A massive female mosasaur has just given birth to a litter of pups. They are small, maybe 10 feet long, and instinctively swim close to her enormous body for safety. But the Tylosaurus sees its opportunity. It charges, its powerful tail propelling it through the water with terrifying speed. The mother Mosasaur roars, a sound that reverberates through the water and turns to intercept. The two titans collide in a cataclysm of snapping jaws and churning water. The mother, driven by pure instinct, fights with a ferocity she wouldn't normally display. She twists and bites, aiming for the Tylosaurus's vulnerable fins and eyes. Her goal isn't to kill the attacker, but to drive it away. To buy a young, precious seconds, to scatter and hide amongst the submerged mangrove roots and rocky out. Meanwhile, the chaos in the water is attracting attention from above. Soaring on thermals are flocks of pteranodons, their massive wingspans casting fleeting shadows over the water. They are opportunistic scavengers. The battle below is churning up smaller fish and cephalopods, creating an easy buffet for these winged reptiles. They dive with precision, snatching unsuspecting prey from the surface, completely indifferent to the life-or-death struggle happening just a few feet beneath them. But the pteranodons have their own problems. From the deeper water, a different kind of hunter emerges. A squadron of the Bulldog Fish of the Cretaceous, each one over 15 feet long, and armed with a jaw full of needle-sharp fangs. They aren't interested in the giant mosasaurs, but the small, vulnerable mosasaur pups are the perfect size. They move in like a pack of wolves, trying to separate a pup from its mother's protective shadow. A young mosasaur, disoriented by the chaos, strays too far. In a flash, a Xiphactinus lunges, its jaws clamping down. The mother mosasaur, still fending off the Tylosaurus, lets out a guttural cry of distress but can do nothing. It's a harsh lesson in survival. In this bay, life and death are separated by mere inches and moments. As the sun begins to set, casting long, golden rays across the blood-tinted water, a temporary lull falls over the bay. The Tylosaurus, having sustained several deep wounds, decides the fight isn't worth the effort and retreats into the gloom of the deeper channel, searching for an easier meal. The surviving Mosasaur pups huddle close to their exhausted mother. But the dangers are not over. As night falls, a new set of predators takes over. Lurking in the shallow, sandy flats are the ancient sharks. Smaller than the mosasaurs, but incredibly efficient. They are the cleanup crew of the Cretaceous seas. They patrol the edges of the bay, their keen senses detecting the weak and the injured. Any mosasaur pup that didn't find adequate shelter becomes a target for these silent, nocturnal hunters. And it's not just about predators. The competition among the mosasaurs themselves is intense. This prime real estate is limited. A larger, more dominant female might try to force a smaller one out of a particularly safe and warm patch of water. Fights break out constantly, not always to the death, but fierce displays of power to establish dominance and secure the best possible start for their offspring. This bay, this cauldron of life, is a perfect microcosm of the Cretaceous period. It is a world of constant struggle, where the instinct to create life is met with the instinct to consume it. Every creature, from the colossal Tylosaurus to the diving pteranodon, plays a part in this intricate and brutal dance of survival. The sheer number of births that happen here ensures that despite the horrific losses the Mosasaur species will endure, will continue to dominate the world's oceans. For the young mosasaurs that survive their first few days in this perilous nursery, the future is bright. They will grow quickly, and soon they will be the hunters, not the hunted. They will leave the bay and venture into the open ocean, carrying the legacy of their kind, ready to claim their place at the top of the food chain. This chaotic, violent, and beautiful cycle of life is what made the age of dinosaurs so truly magnificent. Thank you for joining us on this incredible dive back in time. If you were as fascinated by the brutal beauty of the Cretaceous seas as I was, don't forget to hit that like button, and for more journeys into the prehistoric world, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. We'll see you on the next adventure.